Good morning, everybody. This is Lulu. Yes, the Lulu Show live and getting ready to show you every day of the week this wonderful show that you get to experience with me. The Lulu Show, my Latino experience, is a space that I have been able to create here through CentralValleyTalk.com to, dialogue with my public and expose it to the world. CentralValleyTalk.com is a web TV show, so we're live all over the world. And also, I do pre-paste this show on my YouTube channel. If you want to sign up, go through the Lulu Show 1 at gmail.com. Today, we're going to be talking about 3 pretty cool things. One has to do with culture and dance and the musical life out here in Fresno. 2 is about how Fresno aids the movement of artists becoming in love with their instrument and having a lot of stages to perform. And 3, we're also going to know about how California has law practices that we need to be aware of. We have a lot of bad information about lawyers, and maybe we just need to understand a little better how to approach it so that we could benefit when we need that. Law is necessary. And the Lulu Show is definitely a space for you to share your business, your character, your story. I make you the invitation to come on with us and share with us what you're about. I like to share the people that I get to meet throughout my life here in the Central Valley, and they're pretty cool people. And sometimes I'm like, wow, other cities wish they were in Fresno. Let me just tell you. And today I have a special guest who's going to talk to us about how you and I need to have basic knowledge about workers' compensation, especially here in California. A lot of things have changed, but also a lot of people have changed careers or jobs due to the economical crisis. So we need to know if we need to, at any time in our lives, go to a lawyer for workers' compensation, or personal injuries. So let's learn about that. So we're going to give a big welcome to Mr. Victor Munoz, who is a representative administrator for the William Delaney law office here in Clovis, but also servicing the whole Central Valley with a very interesting history. So I can't wait to present him. Victor, bienvenido. How are you?
Thank you for having me, Lulu. It's a pleasure, always. I really enjoy hanging out with you.
The other great thing about Victor is that he's Colombian, so we got the Colombian connection. So, Victor, I'm so happy to have you here. We've had Edie here, who's your wife, and is a very awesome woman. But you also have an interesting history as far as being a Californian. Although you're of Colombian background, you're LA all the way, huh?
Yeah, I actually was born in Cali, Colombia. And my mother brought us here in 1980, so I came here when I was...
The good years, 1980.
1980s, exactly. Michael Jackson was in.
Oh, what's up?
Yeah. So, we came here to Los Angeles, and it's been great. I mean, I've grown so much. I went to school here. I graduated from high school. I did some college, and right now I'm administrating a law office.
That's pretty interesting. Now, how did you become a person that has to do with law offices or even go into that realm of work? How does that happen? Is it something you always thought about, that you want to be into law, or is it something that fell in your lap, or how did that happen?
My mother and my father were attorneys.
You think you know a person. I keep on learning more things about them here.
Yeah, and I'm not an attorney, but I've been doing this for 20 years, so... Yeah. I'm actually considering going to law school.
Yay, yes, go to law school.
Yeah.
Hey, you still got time.
Exactly. I mean, we got nothing but time. So,
exactly.
But yeah, my parents were attorneys. My whole family in Colombia, they're all attorneys or doctors. And, and so when I was growing up here, who makes the most money? Attorneys or doctors, right? So
that's a good one. Who doesn't have to see blood? I would go with attorneys. Well, I don't know. Attorneys
or entertainment, and that's something that I would like to do as well. But anyways, I actually started with doctors, running offices, handling their administrative stuff, billing collections. Yeah. My wife was the one running the law office. We kind of switched roles. Now I'm with the attorneys. She still helps me out with the attorneys, but she runs the. I own a billing and collection company as well, so she's doing all the.
You're just the entrepreneur stuff. Exposition.
Well, exactly. What I've learned is successful people, they have many different things, because as you know, anything
They're all
could go wrong.
ADHD people. They were told they couldn't do it. They're
Right,
like, no, we can't do
exactly.
it. We do all. Hey, I'm ADHD.
That's
so.
right, yeah. So I've seen that successful people have different avenues of income. And so if one slows down, then the other one picks up.
Right.
So I think the best thing is just to stay busy and just give it 150% on everything you do, and
Now,
everything falls in place.
growing up in Los Angeles, coming in the 1980s, how old were you at that time?
I was 12.
12?
Yeah. Yeah,
Pre-teen.
yeah.
Oh
It
my
was
gosh,
rough.
were you like totally like a valley kid over there?
Well, you know, it's funny because I actually, we came to Hollywood, California. That's where, and back in those days, they didn't have ESL, you know, so they basically,
So
it
you
was
learn
kind of
English
rough.
or you learn English?
I learned English in 6 months. I had to. They just threw you in there, and I really didn't know much English when I was in Colombia. I mean, I knew some words.
Your
but,
basic TV English.
yeah, but then again, you know, when you're young, when you're at
You're
that
down.
age, you just pick up stuff quick, you know.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Now, the William Delaney, the law office of William Delaney, I know that you guys offer services in workers' compensation, and you wanted to share with us, you know, some basic knowledge of that, because unfortunately, with the economy, a lot of people shift jobs or careers, right? And some had to take, you know, because they were having such a hard time finding a job in their field. They had to do like maybe waitering tables, or going to the service industry, or going to the agriculture industry, or even in construction industry. And well, you know, their bodies weren't as when they were 20 or something, and they get hurt. What is the basic knowledge that you could share with us about workers' compensation law right now?
Yeah. Well, what I tell my clients when they come in, first of all, you know, workers' comp, it's a system that you're not going to get rich off of it. It's not something that some people think, oh, wow, I'm going to sue and I'm going to become rich.
Right.
And it doesn't work that way. The way it works is there's 5 different benefits that workers' comp gives you. They pay for all your medical expenses. If you have a temporary disability, well, if the doctor sees you and you're not able to work, he puts you on disability, so you get temporary disability, and you get payments. So you don't get your full check.
Benefits,
You get 2/3 of your check. The other one is if you have a permanent disability, that's where your compensation comes in, and that gets given to you at the end when your treater, your doctor gives you a rating, a permanent disability rating. Then that's what your case value is. The other benefit is death benefits. Is if you die, because some people die at work. Your siblings get the money, and then the fifth one is if you're not able to go back to doing the work you used to do, workers' compensation gives you, and if the doctor finds you a qualified injured worker, they give you a voucher to go to school, which is a good thing.
The voucher.
Which, you know, actually we have a lot of Hispanic-speaking clients, and they before you were able to cash, they gave you up to $10,000 to go to school, and before if some people didn't want to go to school, they would cash them out. Well, you can't do that no more. Now they give you a voucher, which it pays the school.
So you have to go.
So a lot of people don't take advantage
training.
of that, you know, and that's kind of sad, because some of these people get hurt and they're not able to do the work they used to do before. And if they could be retrained and somebody is paying for it, you should take advantage of that.
Right. And then also, I guess we could say, it's fair to say too, that a lot of migrant workers that get injured probably has to do a lot with that language barrier they have, right?
Yeah.
They do have the brute force, but they don't have the knowledge or the communication skills to be able to relate fully. They don't really know how to do that job, or, you know, they would like to get more training on it. And I think that's where we fall. All employers, I think, are at fail sometimes, that we assume that we could do it means that we understand, and it's not, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, workers' compensation is a very touchy issue, and I guess political issue too, in everybody's mind, and in politics. And a lot of reforms have happened in California for workers' compensation. For employers and for employees, it's a hassle, right? Now, why a lot of people don't understand too, or know, is that worker compensation law offices have to offer the initial evaluation free.
Yeah, actually, in workers' comp, you can't. It's illegal to charge any.
So the law office shouldn't charge you just to know about your case.
The way it works, it's we get paid at the end of the case, and it's a percentage. It goes anywhere from 9% to 15%.
Okay.
Usually, most attorneys charge 15%.
Right.
Which is fairly reasonable because we do a lot of hand holding with.
Yes, I know your office is really great, and actually that's why I invited you, because I do know of your record and your work, that you actually do have to do so much extra special things, especially for the community you serve here in the Central Valley who are limited in English, right?
Right.
Some don't even know that once their case has been terminated and they get a benefit, sometimes they don't have like checking accounts, or they don't know how to deal with that. What about a voucher? So I know the person that you have to do, like run around and.
Well, see, we really provide service. Our big thing with the law office is service. We're very service oriented.
Yeah.
So we have some cases where some of these people that are farm workers, they don't have bank accounts, they don't have an ID, they don't have a driver's license, and then we get them these big settlements, and they got a 50, 60,
they want it in a bag,
dollar check, and they're like, okay, well, what am I going to do? How can I cash this?
They're like, what's this? Can you get us some water, please?
So what we did, let me just finish up with that. What we did is we actually hooked up with Chase Bank, and if they have their matricula, they could open up an account with the matricula. And
that's really going the extra mile with that.
Yeah.
Now we learned that if you have any workers' compensation claims that you happen to have accidentally, it sucks that you have to go through that, but you should know your rights, because then also the evaluation with the outside lawyer, your personal lawyer, is free. As you heard, workers' compensation law doesn't have to charge you till the end of your case. If they do take your case, whoever does take your case, what basic knowledge should we have and should we seek our own lawyer, or should we just go by with the worker compensation policy at work?
That's an excellent question. It's been proven that if you try to handle your own case, you're going to have issues, because first of all, you don't know the law. The insurance companies,
who speaks law? It's hard.
They take advantage of people. They don't tell them everything, all the benefits that they're entitled to. It's proven that if you do get an attorney, you get 4 or 5 times more than if you were to do it on your own.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, sorry, the fan's killing me there. When you do get your own lawyer in workers' compensation, what basic information do you need from your client? And what should we do is, if we get hurt, sometimes we're just thinking about, oh man, they're going to fire me because I got hurt, or we're just worried that they're not going to let us keep working because we're hurt, and so we won't say nothing. But sometimes it's an injury that's, it's very severe and acute. Right. And sometimes they're internal injuries that we try to hide, like back injuries are the biggest ones you have, right? And so, but what procedures should we take other than what our employer says? Sometimes our employers don't even are not that clear about it.
It's kind of a touchy subject, but when you do get hurt, the first thing you have to report it, because one of the things for us as attorneys, we could protect the employee's job. It's illegal for an employer to fire you or lay you off if you have a workers' comp case pending. So I would say to anybody that gets hurt, is report it and file with the appeals board, because that way you're protecting your job. Because reality is, unfortunately, you get hurt with a company, that company knows you're hurt, they want to get rid of you, because you could be your liability. Exactly.
And then also, you're not going to render the same production,
That's right.
So at both sides, for your employer and for yourself, it's better to report it when it happens.
Yes, right away when it happens. And what the employer's job and their duty is to fill out a claim form, which is very important. When you do go see your attorney, you should have a copy of your claim form. Yeah, it's a DWC-1 form.
DWC-1. Know it, people, because you'll need it.
Yes,
or maybe a family member.
By law, your employer has to provide you with that 24 hours from the accident. So as soon as you report it, they gotta fill out a claim form. There's a top portion that the employee fills out. The bottom portion's the employer, and basically that's where you report how your accident happened and what body parts you're hurt.
Interesting. Now, what happens during a worker compensation case? If you do take a case, what is the basic knowledge that we should have about that? Because since we could do it. They're gonna give me doctors. They're giving me treatment.
Yeah.
They'll take care of me. But what basically happens if you do take into a case?
Yeah. Well, what happens is when you get hurt and you report it, the employer's duty is to send you to a doctor right away.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they usually send you to the company doctor. So the employers, now they've changed the laws. Right now, all the laws are geared towards the employer, the insurance companies. Mm-hmm. So they kind of handpick these doctors that see you as soon as you get hurt. Mm-hmm. And what happens, I would say, 90% of the times is they see you and they say, oh, there's nothing wrong with you, go back to work. One of the things that we do is, the first thing that we do is we take them out, we take that medical control, we switch them to a different doctor, mm-hmm. to a more neutral doctor, and somebody that's specialized in the type of injury that you have.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And taking that medical control, then if you get the right doctor, he's going to treat your client and he's going to request the medical procedures that are necessary for mm-hmm. that particular client, and you have a better chance of a better outcome at the end.
Well, the time is always like flying by, but why don't you give us, where can we contact the William Delaney office if we want to seek your professional?
Yes, we're in Clovis, California. We're located at 1516 Shaw Avenue in Clovis, and our phone number is 559 area 324-7000.
Well, Victor, it's been a pleasure. You got to come back so we can
you.
learn more about Victor.
Yes, yeah.
Also, and we have a commercial break that I actually got to voice for them. Woohoo, I'm famous. Yeah, right. It's in Spanish, but you get the gist of it here in this commercial. And well, thank you so much, Victor. And I hope you come back and give us more knowledge, because I think there's going to be some questions. If you have any questions about this topic, send them via email or post them on my Facebook or my YouTube channel, so that way we could see what more information we could get for this segment. Let's go with this commercial break.
Un accidente de auto, se ha lastimado en el trabajo, protéjase con un abogado que verdaderamente luchará por sus derechos y que tiene experiencia negociando con las compañías de seguro. El abogado William Delaney tiene más de 20 años de experiencia representando a la comunidad hispana. Llame ahora mismo para una consulta gratuita sobre su caso. Marque 559-324-7000.
Mi objetivo es trabajar por su interés. Hablo su idioma. Llámenos ahora 559-324-7000.
This segment is brought to you by Mike Briggs Properties. For all of your real estate needs in Fresno and the Valley, call Mike Briggs Properties, located in Fresno's historic Tower District.
Family photos tell your stories. Faces, places, milestones, and moments. You probably meant to preserve those memories. But where are those pictures now? Hiding in boxes or inside the discoloring pages of old albums? Do you own hours of home movies and videotapes that you can't even watch? Slides and negatives that you've saved for all these years and you never get to see? Think of all of those precious memories that you've saved from the past to share with the future. Thanks to technology, we're taking more photos than ever, but we're not printing them like we should. Those digital images are held hostage on phones, tablets, and hard drives, leaving them as high-risk targets for accidents and hardware failure. What will happen to all of these images that tell your life story? Cherish those captured memories, not by hiding them, but by safely saving them. Put this overwhelming task on your own agenda or enlist Horn Photo's expertise. Horn Photo provides hands-on help from day one with organizing, scanning, restoring, and duplicating photographs. We can digitize your print and video memories onto DVD for easy viewing and safe, efficient storage. All you need to do is gather your prints, slides, negatives, and videos, then bring them into Horn Photo, where we will care for your cherished memories. In most cases, you can pick up your originals and your DVD within a few days. Once everything is on DVD, it's easy and affordable to order copies of your DVD for your children, siblings, and the rest of your family, so that you can share your memories with everyone. The best part is what can happen once your memories are digitized. We will show you how to transform your pictures into keepsake photo gifts and products you can enjoy for years to come. Don't wait for a disaster to destroy your collection of memories. Take steps to sort, save, and share your life in photos, whether you do it yourself or have Horn Photo help. Stop into Horn Photo and see our full range of solutions for saving and sharing your precious memories.
Watch Tim Thiessen live Wednesdays at 3 p.m. right here on CentralValleyTalk.com and on digital channel 33.2. If you missed the live broadcast, we're on every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. on Comcast channel 200 and digital channel 43.5. You don't want to miss this.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
All right, I think I'm more awake. My voice is a little warmer now. Thank you, Victor Munoz, for being with us here from the William Delaney office and sharing some information. I bet you was eye-opening to a lot of you, because workers' compensation, like I said, until it happens to us, we see the need to understand it. So now we know a little bit more about it. And now we're going to interview Richcard Juarez, musician, father, and community leader who definitely has his beats going on to help our community promote the culture of music, to promote the culture of just being out in live music, and also playing some awesome percussions at that. So Richcard, bienvenido. How are you?
Thanks for having me here.
Almost so happy. Project. Remember Project?
Project, yes, I'm sorry. I had to sit a little further back because I have my babies here, so I got to talk a little louder than
His
usual.
congas are bigger than my conga. So you are a percussionist. I really love to see you out there with different. I actually see you with different bands, but TUMBAO is one of the bands you direct and you perform with, or what's your role with TUMBAO?
It's my band. TUMBAO is actually a smaller version of the big band, which is KEMAYA.
KEMAYA, that's the other one.
Yeah, KEMAYA with our pretty much a salsa duda band with about a 10-piece band. But of course, like we were talking about in the last your last person you had up here, times get a little harder. People can't afford to pay for a 10-piece salsa band.
Right.
So what I did, I broke it down and I put it to a 6-piece or
so
5
KEMAYA
6-piece.
TUMBAO to 4.
Exactly.
TUMBAO to 4.
They're like, okay, well, since you can't afford the big band, we're gonna get you the smaller band, which is still you heard of, a couple of different times probably.
Yeah.
And it's still a great band. I got some good musicians in it, so I cannot complain about it.
Awesome musicians
I
at
do.
that. Hello,
I'm
Erin.
very blessed.
You also have who you have? Marissa.
I got Marissa Orduño on bass.
She was here last show. Marisa Orduño for Mariachi Mujer 2000.
I got Aaron Wah on.
Aaron Wah was
timbales.
also on here, and he's awesome. 41
Yes,
High.
incredible musician, all around musician too.
Yeah.
I got Omar Nare on keys and vocals, and then Robert Ruffner on trombone and James Derby on bongo.
Robert, ay Dios mío, tremendo en ese trombone.
That
It's so
boy
awesome.
can
Sometimes I really
play,
think,
yeah.
wait, is Willie Colon back there or something?
You know, we get that a lot. Me and
really
Robert
good.
actually have almost every musician in the band I've known for maybe 15, 20 years almost. I've known for a long time, and it was one of those things where there was really not a local band that was playing salsa on a regular basis.
Right.
There is actually Mr. Steve Alcala, which has an incredible Latin jazz salsa band, and they're playing a lot more now, which is we're all local. If you guys get to see him at Studio 69, I think it's the second Sunday of every month. You gotta check them out. They're awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got them together. We started talking about it, and we hit it off. It worked out really good.
Was it TUMBAO that played, or was it KEMAYA that played at the Fresno Philharmonic when they had the...
That was TUMBAO.
That was TUMBAO. Oh, that was so much fun. I don't even think those people knew what happened, because we went to the symphony. What was it? What was that one? Did you go with the violinist or the pianist?
That's when they had the violinist.
The violinist. She was Latino from Texas. She was awesome. She had such passion playing that. Then outside they had a reception honoring Hispanic roots at the symphony, and TUMBAO was there playing it. Just the different demographics, and I can honestly say they were white folks. Symphony people were mostly white folks.
Yeah.
And we wish more Latinos go, and by the way, you should go. It's open for us to go.
You should, yes.
But when they were there, they were moving their little feet.
They were.
It was awesome.
They came out, and at first I didn't know what to expect, because we're like, okay, to play it safe, we're gonna start out with a standard. We started out with Cumbia de Sol.
Cumbia del Sol, and they were out there.
Man, they came out. They were all dancing the whole time.
Yeah, it was really
we were
fun.
like, okay, well, you know what?
And you had them all stuck there, because I've been to a lot of the symphony events, and when they have the after show, they don't stay around. They don't stick around.
No, a lot of times I've actually gone to quite a few. I love classical music myself.
Right.
Originally, I'm classically trained. I didn't actually start out with drums. I started out playing classical music for about a good 10, 15 years before I even.
Wait, you were 10 when you started, or what? Está bien joven. I just realized I've never seen you in light.
I know, it's always dark at the club.
Qué guapo. Qué suerte tiene tu esposa.
Stop. No, just kidding.
You started with the compliments, remember?
Okay,
So, TUMBAO, you do, this beautiful thing with the community, and then also, why do you feel that it's so important to have, this Latin representation in Fresno?
There's so many good answers to that. I guess you could say,
Say more.
there is. But a big part of it is that when I was growing up, it was my grandmother raised me, and she's Mexicana and Salvadoreña. And I heard
your grandma's
mambo.
half Salvadoreña?
Yeah. And so I heard mambo in the house. I heard Vicente Fernandez. I heard all these different musics. And as a kid, you're like, man, I have to listen to that right now? Really? Man.
When you were into Bon Jovi.
Oh, no, yeah, pretty much. I was
Jovi.
into rock and all, yeah. But then as I got older, I started playing, I was like, man, I mean, it was already embedded inside of me at a young age. So once I started playing, it was one of those things where it clicked and it made sense, and I started thinking about it. And I'm like, you know what? If I didn't have, you know, that if I wasn't cultured like that in music at a young age, then it probably wouldn't click the same way. Now, just imagine if I actually would have embraced it at a young age.
Oof. Monstruo.
Oh, I mean,
eres un monstruo de la música.
If I was able to embrace it at a young age and actually, you know, listen to it and then get educated in that music at the same time, it's all stuff that I actually did later on in my 20s. When if I would have just embraced it at a young age and had the, you know, the places to go, that would have been great.
I'm a firm believer that the universe knows what it's doing, and you know, I think that if you had gone maybe that route, you wouldn't have appreciated it as much.
That's true too. Very true.
Because you know, I've seen a lot. You know, I love music. I don't know how to play anything. I can't even. Oh wait, I can't even do that. So, growing up, you know, I've always seeked to the radio. You know, in all genres. I mean, I've listened from Punjab, you know, dance music to, you know, Guatemalan marimba to Mexican rancheras to mambos and everything. I really love music, and I love live music. But you know, there's just something about percussions that really draw you to anything in any format of music. Even at the symphony, I get all nervous because the poor guy at percussions, he goes like drum, and that's it. I was like, God, if I had that drum in front of me, I'd be like da da da.
and it's a big thing, especially like with symphonic music. That those timpanis right there too, and by the way, timpanis, yeah, the big ones.
Sorry.
When you actually like timbales, Aaron Wall plays timbales. He's a great timbale player. If any of you guys ever get to see Aaron Wall play timbales with either my band or 40 Watt Hype, you got to check him out. He's an epitome of a great spirited musician when he plays.
I think Tito Puente incarnated right there.
I know. But was timbales actually, the drum itself is through the generations that changed, but they were originally timpanis. So I mean, a lot of things actually change, you know, and how instruments progress. Just of course, conga.
So give me a basic conga beat.
Conga beat.
Come on, baby, move your body. No.
Well, even with that pattern right there, was conga's TUMBAO, which is of course the name of my band, is a really common beat. Everybody hears it all the time, and you will be surprised how many bands you actually hear it in. Pretty much goes like this. Slow it down and you speed it up, it changes pretty much the whole dance groove.
Now, everything. I just learned something right now before we went on, that congas get tuned too.
Yeah, definitely.
I did not know that.
I have a couple different ways of doing it. If I'm in a studio, I actually tune them to the key the song's in. You actually can tune them because
you could do re mi that?
Yeah, if you look at them, there's actually screws here, and that goes around the whole drum, and it's tension that's brought down on the drum pulls the skin down that actually you can actually tune them out. Yeah, that's really cool.
Learned something new today, yay!
But yeah, you speed up and slow down that pattern, like you're talking about how percussion really.
That looked really hard, by the way.
It's not.
Let me see your hands. Tienen callo. Yeah, tienen callo.
It took time, and it's one of those things where if you slow it down, if you speed it up, it actually changes the whole thing. Like Oye Como Va. Everybody's heard Oye Como Va.
Yeah.
Oh, no, no, no. Different tones. Woo. And there's all these different tones you get out of one drum. Wow. So and then when you add the second one,
move that congas.
Definitely changes it up. It gives you a really good groove. One more example. Everybody heard of Santana music, right?
Of course, we Santana.
Black Magic Woman.
That's my song. Air guitar, everybody. That's
the best way to do it. But same pattern, and just if you change it up.
So you get to use your palm and your fingers.
Yeah. The drum itself actually utilizes almost your whole hand. So you have a flat.
Wow.
Okay. There's a palm, a toe. If you get really into it, actually, there's fingernails.
Oh, is that how they do it? No mas. Now I also I'm wondering, where do you practice? Because your neighbors must not like you, especially if you don't know how to play them.
The congas is one of those few instruments. No matter where I'm at, I can practice, and not the conga drum itself. A really good friend of mine, Javier Navarrete, which is actually here from Fresno, went to the Bay Area. He's an incredible conguero. One of the inspirations for me as well, too, because he's a local guy that is playing with
you gotta bring him. Come over, Javier.
Oh, really? He's incredible. He pretty much said, okay, well, you know what? You should be able to practice on a wooden chair and get the same exact tones.
Oh.
So whenever someone says, hey, Rich, you know, man, I don't know how you get all these different tones out of one drum. Well, I practice on wood for so long that when you play on an actual rawhide head, I feel like I'm gonna break it sometimes if I play it too hard. So, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you can practice on a table, you can practice.
So, all you low budget parents that can't get drums for your kids, just don't. Empieza con la silla, mijo. Start with the chair. How cheap am I? No, you should get him drums.
Yeah, just try. If not, a good piece of wood.
You're also a wonderful father. I see. You know, we're also Facebook friends, obviously, and you get to find out a lot about people there. But how do you feel about being a father and being a musician? What does that mean? In your fatherhood, what does that mean to be a musician also? You know,
any musician that's a father on the other on both sides of it, because there's dadas, and there's fathers. Mm-hmm. Me, I am blessed to be a father. Mm-hmm. I am so lucky. I have the best kids. I'll get emotional about it because it's one of the things where you have to find a good balance to where I have a passion and a love for these, but then I have another passion for my kids. Yeah. So you have to find that balance. The hard thing about it is like, okay, well, I got to go do a gig, but I got to spend time with my kids. Yeah. So you have to find that balance. And for any musician that wants to spend, you know, the most time with their kids and do your gig and rehearsals, it's a constant struggle. Yeah. It's something.
But sí se puede.
Yeah, it's possible, definitely. I mean, I do it all the time. I mean, I'm with my kids on a regular basis. And I'm doing my gigs. You see me out there. I work at the Fulton 55. I do Arte de Medicas.
He does sound too. You always walk around with his iPad. You do sound with the iPad? Is that
yes, I do. Pretty much what I do, I go out there and I have a digital console and have the iPad to mix up for.
You think he'd be deaf because he does congas, but no, he's a good sound guy.
I try to be, and that's another part of the whole Latin community right there too, because. For salsa and for Latin music, I mean, it's kind of hard to find a good sound engineer for it. Yeah. So what I did, I really actually put my talent to that as well too. So I try to encompass everything at the same time.
I know. I go to a lot of shows, and if I don't see him there, I'm like, oh, the sound's not gonna be good. And I'll go up to the sound guys like, can you please pay attention?
You know, and you go to you guys. Lourdes is a huge person that takes care of.
He's not talking about my size, you guys.
No. She goes to all live shows, anything that's Latin orientated or anything that goes towards, you know, our gente. She's actually there, and for me, I thank you for that. For musicians here in Fresno, I owe for them. Thank you.
Thanks. You know, I really feel that I need to go sometimes too, because I like to be up front, you know. I'm sure you guys on, especially if you're good musicians, you know. I want to be up front, dance. I don't care if nobody else is behind me. But then usually people get contagious and they want to be up there, you know.
It's infectious. It is.
Yeah, you need to enjoy music. It really is.
Definitely.
When you're
especially when you go out there. You'll be by yourself out there sometimes.
Yeah, I don't care about
people
nobody
are like,
says.
well, you know, I'm going to go out there now. She's out there. I got to go out there now.
So, La Gordita's doing it. Let's all do it. No, but you know what? They don't realize it till they get up there. It's like, oh, La Gordita's right, because you know what? She's hearing the music at its best, and you're feeling the energy of the musicians, you know, and they get your energy too. And
they
the show only gets better when you get up there. You know, get in front of people. Get off them chairs.
You'll notice. I mean, no matter what, as a musician, we have to do our job when we're on stage. We have to play the best show we possibly can. But at the same time, if we have a good crowd out there dancing, feeling, sweating to our music, oh man, we're gonna get to it even more. Yeah. So.
Now, sometimes you help out other bands too with percussions, right? I just saw you also, and I had footage, but I didn't bring it with me. The footage for is it Quetzal from Visalia?
Mezcal.
Mezcal, there you go.
Yeah, Mezcal, yeah.
Wow, that was a groove.
That was a good groove. I've been playing with Mezcal off and on for the last 5-6 years. Not a shot of Mezcal. Okay?
No, it was a band.
Oh, trust
I'll
me,
take all of them.
Don't take a shot of Mezcal. Yeah, the guys are...
you could take a shot of Mezcal next weekend. Yeah. We're going to talk about that a little bit too.
Oh, man. I'll be here for that one.
Yeah, the Oaxacan Festival.
Oh, that's right.
The Oaxacan, the GUELAGUETZA. Yeah, I did say something hard. I'll repeat it later on. De Laguna, what?
But Mezcal was on the Next Great American Band on TV.
They were?
Yeah, they were one of the top 20 bands. They were on TV. And
they
stuff
got
like
a
that as well,
groove,
too.
damn.
It's a really good group. They're a hometown band from Visalia, and they do a great job. It's one of those things where they play the right tunes. Carlos Rodriguez is the leader of the band, guitar player, singer. Mm-hmm. Great leader. Good personality especially when he's on stage. He has a way of actually getting people's attention and making everybody laugh.
Yeah. No, but TUMBAO don't stay no far all me just tell you, because with all the musicians they have, they're really versatile in the genre they could play and still make it sound Latin, which is so cool. Where can they contact Richard, both TUMBAO and KEMAYA, for contracts or for gigs? You know, you do fundraisers, weddings, events.
Do pretty much about everything. We've even done a bar mitzvah, believe it or not.
Bar mitzvah?
Yeah, we did. That was.
What is that? I always see it on movies, but no sé qué es.
Oh, it's different. Jewish.
Yeah. Jewish.
Yeah.
It's a Jewish.
It's a Jewish thing.
Oh, it's like a party.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, okay. It's a Jewish party.
And that's all I knew that it was. It was
Did
just
they have
party.
food there?
Oh yeah. It's
coming of age party.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
For males and Jewish.
But everybody gets to go, right?
Oh yeah, they're
guys.
partying. They were partying out there.
Oh yeah.
I had a great time.
So did you play bar mitzvah stuff or did you play salsa?
They wanted puro salsa.
Salsa.
Yeah, they wanted
all right,
salsa.
you go, girls.
Like, all right. You guys know we
Did they know how to dance it though?
There were a few of them out there. I mean, you'll be really surprised. Especially, I've been working at Starline, which is now Strummers, for the last 13 years.
Oh yeah.
For the Thursday night salsa nights.
Oh yeah. What's up, Rowan?
Rowan Hernandez.
He hasn't come. He has to come here.
Oh, definitely. That guy's another great guy.
He does too. The congas.
Yeah, he's actually been to Cuba and actually to learn some of the patterns as well too. Yeah.
Rowan, no me has contado, chico.
He's a great guy. But with salsa music, the genre of salsa music you would think is primarily Latinos. No.
They'd be from Japan, Orquesta La Luz. They'd be from China also, and now from Germany. I just got a CD from Germany, salsa. I was and there's not one Latino in there, unless he's not claiming it. But I was like, "What? This is awesome!"
I'm the only one in my band that has the play that's any kind of Latino in me. I mean, everybody in my band, and that's the whole thing about Latin music. You're not confined to one nationality.
No.
Now, granted, the roots of it, are Latin American, and you have to pay that homage and respect to it. You don't have to be Latin to enjoy it.
No.
Even when to dance to it, to just to overall hear the music, you don't have to be Latin. You can be any nationality. You can be, doesn't matter who you are. You can still enjoy it.
Right. Well, we're going to go to this break, and it was so awesome to meet you, Richard.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for coming after being
you.
out there late last night with 41 Hype. But coming back, we're going to learn about the GUELAGUETZA. It's a Oaxacan community event here in Fresno. Oaxaca is the southern region of Mexico, has a very, very beautiful culture of millions of years, and they keep their traditions, and they're offering their tradition and culture festivities for us to be joined. So why not? Hey, let's check that out. So Richard, awesome. Throw us off with a little congas and we'll go to that break.
This segment is brought to you by Christopher J. Boondros, CPA, for all your tax and accounting needs.
I'm Christopher Boondros. I'm a CPA in Clovis. People come to me who haven't filed their taxes in quite a while, or when they do file their tax returns, they're surprised by how much taxes they owe. Or when tax season comes along, their records are so disorganized they have no idea what their income or expenses are. Call me at 559-765-0313 to arrange a complimentary 30-minute needs assessment. You can also find me on the web at clovisaccounting.com.
Hi, I'm Mike Briggs from Mike Briggs Properties. We're in some very uncertain economic times. Many people have lost their homes. Many people face losing their homes now. Know your rights, know your options. Come talk to the experts right here at Mike Briggs Properties. By the way, we'll talk to you for free. We do not charge any fees at Mike Briggs Properties. Call us at 486-6758. Mike Briggs Properties, 486-6758.
Watch Tim Thiessen live Wednesdays at 3 p.m. right here on CentralValleyTalk.com and on digital channel 33.2. If you missed the live broadcast, we're on every Wednesday night at 11 p.m. on Comcast channel 200 and digital channel 43.5. You don't want to miss this.
Solar energy is now more affordable than ever. Hi, I'm Ty Simpson, sales manager of the new Bland Solar office here in Clovis. And right now at Bland Solar, we're offering a program with zero down payment. That's right, zero money out of your pocket. This new program is affordable and easy, with guaranteed production and no appraisals needed. In fact, your new system can be up and running in as little as 4 weeks. Bland Solar looks forward to serving the residents of the Central Valley. So call us today at 554-5657. Bland Solar, the Valley's expert in solar.
Hey, everybody, let's have some fun. You only live once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good time roll. Let the good time roll.
Watch Mike and Athena Fridays at 1 p.m. on CentralValleyTalk.com.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Wow, the Lulu show almost over. I can't believe it flies by so fast. I think I'm taking a whole hour up, but it's really an hour. It's just like liquid. It just runs through your fingers. But I want to thank you so much for tuning in live to the show and also for watching it on YouTube, liking and leaving your comments. Share it. Why not? Please. It'd be awesome. You know, the more exposure we give to this wonderful valley, why not? And especially all the great people we get to meet. I am very fortunate to be able to meet all these people, and that's why I decided to have the Lulu show, my Latino experience, to expose to you what I get to live out here in the Central Valley. And trust me, there's always something to do. Not enough time to go to all the events, but I try. Trust me, I try. I start like Friday nights, you know, it's like Arte Americas, then I go on to Fulton, or if I go to Tokyo Gardens, or if I go to the Symphony, whatever. I try to fit it in. At least a little bit of exposure will give me some new knowledge, meet someone new, and learn about something awesome. And speaking about fitting in events in the middle of the week, I got to go, and the commercial you watched about the Oaxacan music dancers, they were at the restaurant, in which Oaxaca Restaurant is one of our sponsors here for the Lulu show. And she had a night of Oaxaca, a night of poetry and dance, kind of like a pre-show to what the GUELAGUETZA that's coming up is. And with us is Walter Ramirez, who's here on behalf of the Centro Binacional del Desarrollo Indígena. That's a really hard word. Did I say the right one? I always mess this up.
It's actually the Centro Binacional para el Desarrollo Indígena Oaxaqueño. The Binational Center.
I forgot the centro part. Oh, I mix those two, huh?
Yeah,
I fuse them. Sorry.
We just go by CBDIO. Right. Yeah, the commercial was right.
No, Walter, Walter's awesome because he's from El Salvador.
I'm from El Salvador, that's right.
Yeah, but he's really into the Mexican culture and a lot of what has to do with our native cultures. Mm-hmm. Walter, I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. No, this is great.
Puchica was it?
Puchica, felicidades. Congratulations on this great show.
Yeah, it's fun. You know, I get to be my own boss here and say what I want to say. Well, Bill sometimes lets me. It's like, you know, watch it, Lulu. No.
Right.
But here in Central Valley Talk is a space to be able to create this communication. So why not? Here we are.
All right, thank you.
So Walter, you are involved with this organization who puts on now for 13 or 15 years.
15 years. This is going to be
the 15th quinceañera.
Quinceañera, that's right.
It's the 15th year anniversary of the GUELAGUETZA. GUELAGUETZA. It's hard, I know. Yeah. But it's a beautiful word from Oaxaca. It's another hard word, huh?
Yeah.
Oaxaca, Mexico, which is just all translate to beautiful people of millions of years carrying on tradition, color, life, and and food. I just love it. Tell me about the Guelaguetza coming up this next Sunday, the 29th, right?
Yeah, so La Guelaguetza is an event. It's a festival organized by Centro Binacional here in the Central Valley in Fresno. Actually, this is, as you already mentioned, our 15th year making this event here. And pretty much Guelaguetza comes from a Zapotec world. The word is actually rooted, as you said, in Oaxaca. In Oaxaca, there's so many different languages, more than 30 languages, and each language, each language has different varieties or dialects as well. And this one actually means collectivism.
Collective?
Yeah, it means collective work.
So Guelaguetza means collective.
Yeah, exactly.
Or in collaboration.
In collaboration.
Okay.
And back in Oaxaca, during this festival, which is still celebrated, and it has its roots like in pre-Columbian times. And now, and around these times, people come together. They celebrate the harvest, and they share. And that's the same thing that happens over here. We share our cultura, our culture. The people from Oaxaca that migrate over here, they get to get in touch back to the roots, right? Because as migration starts, you start just working, sometimes even disconnecting to your own roots. But this is a way in which people from Oaxaca get to reconnect, and people who are not from Oaxaca get to learn a little bit about the Oaxacan culture. Exactly.
It's very beautiful. I mean, if you guys caught on to that little commercial that I created last minute, I went to that event. It was so beautiful. It was such a how would I say, interesting thing, because when I was watching, I got there late after work, but outside the kids were getting ready, and the kids are all amongst themselves talking English. And then you see the parents amongst themselves and families talking in, their native language, which could be Zapoteco, it could be Mixteco, it could be Triqui. I don't know, because I can't tell the difference sometimes. But they were talking that, and then the onlookers were talking, Spanish. So
exactly.
It's like this tri-culture thing going at the same time, all with the same purpose, of keeping our tradition as far as our native traditions of celebration. And celebrating the harvest is something the U.S. we do too, right? So,
exactly.
It's like just bringing it on here, but with the color of the traditional roots.
Exactly.
So the Guelaguetza in itself, what does it expose?
Yeah, so we'll be showcasing folkloric dancers, local folkloric dancers. We have a local group, which is the one that was shown right here in the commercial, which is composed of children, youth, elders, adults, pretty much. And we also have some other groups that are coming from the Central Coast, over there in Monterey County. We have some other people coming from Southern California. They're coming to do, their dances. We're also going to have poetry in Mixteco. There's going to be vendors. There's going to be food, traditional food from Oaxaca.
Is there going to be food?
From I don't know if anybody has ever tried a snow cone made from nopal. Right, it's really, really great.
I didn't get like this from not trying.
It is so many delicious food.
For the culture, I meant. What are you guys thinking?
Well,
now, they here on the Lulu Show, we've been able to learn a little about clayudas. And mole and so forth. But the exposition of food they have there is really good because they do everything from scratch.
Yes.
There's no store-bought stuff there. Everything's from scratch, and that's pretty beautiful. If you're organic and all that stuff, you can't get more organic than the Oaxacan cuisine. Now, when you say folkloric dancers, these are not your traditional Mexican folkloric dances.
Yes. These are dances that you wouldn't really see anywhere else, especially here in the Central Valley. Yes, only probably if you go to the LA area, because there is a bigger concentration. Exactly. Because there's a big concentration of the
They
Zapotec
just had a
community
Oaxacan Day celebration and declared by the mayor in Los Angeles.
Exactly, and we're going to have the same thing here, the same day by
Miss Warrington, when are you going to give us a day?
Well, actually, City Council member Oliver Baines is going to do a proclamation that day.
Oh, awesome. So these folkloric dances, I'm telling you, they're different because they're also mixed with what is the Mexican tradition, but the native community, the indigenous community dances and their culture and their rendering to the offerings. I love the dance that they call something about la piña. And they carry on this pineapple, but it's this whole tribute and thankfulness to the land for being able to produce such, the produce and the vegetation and so forth. And so La Guelaguetza is going to be the 29th of September. That's from what time to what time?
The doors actually start, the show actually starts at 11. We'll have food vendor right there right at 9. So if people want to come have some breakfast,
they always run out of food, so you guys got
yeah. So I encourage everybody to be there early. The show, like I said, starts at 11 and will be over at 4.
So the musical, dancing, and everything is inside the auditorium at Roosevelt High School, which is a beautiful setting, great acoustics, and you guys actually bring the traditional wind and orchestra of Oaxacan music.
Yes.
There's kids there, like, I kid you not, I saw a kid like about 5 years old playing an instrument there and doing so well and playing traditional music that actually has never been written, right? Like, it's not scripted. It's a word. How do you say the tradition of passing it over? You know, it's not even written music.
So this is actually a great opportunity, a great event for youth, you know, to get exposed, for children to learn, for everybody, you know, just to come and enjoy the beautiful diversity that we have here in the valley.
Yeah, and the dresses, there's such a beautiful elaboration. All the costumes that they wear, handmade costumes, both male and female, wear very colorful, beautiful suits, outfits created for this event. And you know, the Guelaguetza is a really big deal for this community too, to expose their young children to the beauty of their indigenous roots and their traditional festivities in Oaxaca. Oaxaca is a very beautiful place to start with. So the expo that you guys have, the food expo, is outside of the Roosevelt High School auditorium, right?
Yes.
So they have food vendors there, and that you actually have like a little health expo too, right?
We have some vendors or some informational booths for the community as well.
Can they still sign up if they wanted to go to your event?
At this point, still, this is actually Monday will be the last day to sign up.
If they want to have a booth?
Yeah, exactly. If they want to have
how
a
much
booth.
are the booths if they want to have a booth?
There's different levels of you know,
So
getting
what they're gonna
booths.
sell or
Exactly what they're going to be selling.
Okay.
For more information, they can call us at their office. It's
Yeah, give us a number. Our website there, actually.
559-499-1178. 559-499-1178, and they can ask
Whose
for
number
me.
is that then? Oh,
That's your number. And
I don't know it.
Something interesting about this event is as well is that it's pretty much a family event.
Such a dork.
Children under 12, they're free. Right now, tickets, this is the last week, so ticket will be a discount at $8. Then at the door, it will be $10.
But I'm going to tell you, $10 is minimum to what you're going to experience. You're actually going to feel like you traveled all the way to Oaxaca and got exposed to the righteous community. I mean, like, you'll feel you're there. The culture, the hospitality, and these people are always smiling and so happy and grateful. You're gonna get contagious. I mean, that's why I love going to the Guelaguetza. It's not even a, you know, $10 is nothing. When you gotta go to San Francisco, you know, for some kind of parade or a cultural event, you're gonna spend gas and all that. This is here at Roosevelt High School. It's right in town in Fresno. And it's a very, very beautiful experience. I kid you not. If not, you come back here, I'll give you your $10 back. I'm kidding, no man. Like, everybody's signing up already. Because I didn't like it, and they're all full of clayuda and mole in their face. Yeah, right.
Yeah, so this is a very beautiful event. Once again, we encourage everybody, bring their family.
Now, what does your center do? Tell me again, Centro? Tell me.
We just call it Centro Binacional for
Centro
sure.
Binacional. Yeah.
Centro Binacional, actually, Centro Binacional has been established since 1993, 20 years ago. We provide different services to the Oaxaqueño community. One of them is interpretation in their native language, Trique, Zapoteco, and Mixteco.
To English or to Spanish? Or?
From Spanish to English and English to Spanish as well.
Back and forth.
Yes.
So, like, businesses and companies could actually seek your services too if they needed help.
Yeah.
Sometimes their clients are, you know, don't speak English well or Spanish well. They speak these native languages, and you guys could help them.
Yeah, we actually do interpretation services statewide and even sometimes even national-wide because yes, nationwide, because sometimes
see law offices if you ever get a client who doesn't, you know.
Yeah, we definitely do, especially when it comes to law or health or education. We do all those services. Besides that, we have cultural programs where, you know, we teach Mixteco, we teach the folkloric dancers that you'll be looking at or experiencing at La Guelaguetza. We also provide enrollment in the health services, as well as help me with the alfabetización. You know, we do some ABCs classes for
them.
for people who want to learn how to read and write. As exactly literacy. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, you want me to translate?
Yeah,
want me to say alphabet. Yeah, literacy.
Yeah. So we have many other different services.
In your cultural programs, I also saw that you guys have this little class of guitar playing.
Yes.
Then you guys have like sometimes drama, you know, for them to learn how to do, you know, their Mixteco dances and so forth. And it's such a family, I mean, completely family oriented. Your child from newborns in the belly to grandmother, grandfather are all involved with this community's efforts in anything, you know, whenever they're doing that. I think that's you know, it's transgenerational and multicultural and definitely American, let me tell you, because all these kids, although they're, you know, dressed up in their little dances and outfits for the community they represent, they're out there with their little gadgets, you know, they're so...
Exactly, with the ESP or, you know, their iPod or something playing. Yeah. And something interesting about the youth too is that sometimes they're bilingual in their native language, whether it's Mixteco and English, not even something Spanish, right? It's either one of those two.
Right. So Walter, one more time the phone number?
Once again, for more information, you can reach us at 559-499-1178.
499-1178, Centro Binacional, GUELAGUETZA, Sunday the 29th. Don't miss it. You know, you just go out there a little hour or 2 hours, whatever you could take. I take the whole 5 hours of it. It's beautiful.
It is.
I even like to watch people leave because they leave with such happiness and contentment, and you know, it's I think it's beautiful. So I really recommend it. Walter,
Definitely.
muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Thank you.
Woo. And maybe we'll get to learn about Walter in another
Next
episode,
time,
because he's pretty interesting himself.
All right,
too.
thank you.
Well, this has been the Lulu Show for this this Saturday. I want to be at Sunday already. I'm going to a wedding tomorrow. That's why. And a big shout out to all of you. Thank you for watching. Share the show, you know, and let me know what you think. Give me feedback. I'm most definitely welcoming any input. We could make this show even better because it's already good. So modestia no es mi. But we want to thank you all, and also here's a commercial break from our sponsors. And if you want to be a sponsor for the Lulu Show, well, check us out, lulushow1@gmail.com. Thank you guys. Hello, CentralValleyTalk.com. My name is Lourdes from the Lulu Show. Today we're having a delicious meal here at Tacos El Dorado in Bakersfield. That's right, in the southeast corner of White Lane and South 8th Street. You can enjoy some delicious, my mouth is watering, enchiladas. Try this delicious chile verde burrito. The shrimp cowboy, oh yeah. Los camarones rancheros. You could see the beautiful display of color, freshness, and also great vegetables. And of course, accompanied by their traditional rice and beans, and a family recipe for the beans. If you really like them, you're gonna enjoy this dish.
CentralValleyTalk.com